And we will go ahead and open the meeting. And Marshall, you want to do roll call to establish quorum?
Yep. We have Frank Visconti.
Here.
We have Joe Lee.
Here.
Erica Jacobson.
Here.
Marshall Jesperson. And that's 4 people. That is a quorum. So we do have a
Excellent.
quorum.
Perfect. So the first order of business is to review and approve the meeting minutes, which are in the last 2 pages of the packet from the June 6th meeting, June 6th, 2023.
I read them already, motion to approve.
I've already read it and have no changes.
Yep.
Sorry, second.
Okay.
Aye.
All those in favor of passing it?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great. That is there. Our remaining piece of old business is to review, discuss, and the Finance Committee's policy for public comment. As a reminder, we have been advised to adopt a public comment policy in light of the SJC ruling from earlier this year. Reminder that in theory, towns and boards don't have to have one, but we very much feel strongly that we should have one, so we are going to set forth one because we welcome engagement from the residents and public. So, do you want me to read the draft policy, or do you want me to just summarize it?
I've read it.
I've read it.
Yes, I have reviewed it, yeah.
Yeah.
So we've all reviewed it. I think I would make a motion that we adopt the draft summary and make it our policy.
Second.
Any discussion or parts to?
No?
I think that the pieces of this are that we will have a public comment at the beginning of each meeting, comment period. The chair may also add to individual agenda items as the agendas are posted, along with the amount of minutes and the limit on the time. And that can always be adjusted based on if we anticipate that there'll be something of big interest. And that also, we will also, as part of our public comment policy, it's not limited just to our meeting, it's also that we do have an email address that is received by the Finance Committee, and every email sent to that will be acknowledged by the chair and be dealt with in the same way as if someone made a comment at a public meeting.
So you'll...
I'll acknowledge receipt.
And then send it forward to the rest.
Send it to, yeah.
Sounds good.
And we may add topics raised via email from members of the public to upcoming meeting agendas, but we won't discuss them over email because that would be in violation of the open meeting law.
Okay.
So I think that's good. All those in favor of adopting this as our public comment policy?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Passed.
And being policy, of course, we can always, if we make a mistake,
Yes,
we can
if there's
change it.
something to be amended, we can change it, but this at least gives us, because we haven't had a public comment section on our agendas for the June meeting or this meeting, because we didn't have a policy.
So
That was the
we're
only
gonna put
reason.
that in future agendas.
Yes, we will put that at the top of future agendas.
Item number 2. Actually, number 1 would be we have 3 things. First, the quorum, opening quorum.
Yep.
2, approval of minutes.
Yep.
3 would be public comment.
Yep.
It's interesting, now that this is done business, that the comment from the SJC was that whatever somebody talks about is allowed. And yet we're supposed to run by Robert's rules, which says that's not the case. That if it does not pertain to what we're talking about, or if someone goes outside those bounds and talks about a person, then they're out of order.
Right, relevance, right? Yep.
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 And actually, you could even talk about a person if you so choose, but you can't belabor the point. You know, the point can't become repetitive. If you could say, look, this person has shown malfeasance and this, and this.
If
It's
that's the
valid,
subject,
yeah, it's valid, but you can't rant and rave about it repeatedly. That's at the discretion of the chair to
Yep.
sit you down.
Erica, you could hold them in contempt of committee.
That's right. Take it away.
Tonight, we have no town administrator's report. Tracy was otherwise booked for this evening. I only have one update from her. My request for some information is, just so everyone is aware, that our fire chief, Chief Janbren, is retiring in early August. And due to mandatory retirement age, our current deputy chief is not moving forward into the role because he is actually, I guess, older than our current chief.
Whoa.
So the Board of Selectmen has approved for Tracy to move forward with an outside search because that is necessary at this point in time. And there will be getting quotes from recruitment firms to source candidates to bring to the select board. So
You guys are gonna have your work cut out for you.
Yeah, that's kind of why we outsourced it. They have more intelligence in terms of what's required to be a fire chief. Wally's going to act for an interim
Yes.
when Doug retires.
yes, Wally will be the acting chief during the hiring process, so during that time. So there is time for there. So that is just what we're going to be looking at for that replacement policy. At this point in time, the quote from the recruitment firms, that will probably fall into our professional services line item of budget already for the operating budget for FY24. So there's no reserve fund transfer or anything about that coming forth with that today. And then the two things that I had on the agenda under new business, and we can decide whether we want to talk about these tonight or wait till a later meeting where we have more representation, is just ongoing leadership of the committee, interest in chair and vice chair roles, and also appointments to our other committees that we members sit on, including the District Communications Committee and Capital Planning.
Probably makes sense to table those until we have.
That's,
Sure.
Yeah.
Logical, absolutely.
yeah.
So we'll just keep it the way it is.
We'll just keep it the way it is until we,
Yeah, at least until everybody's got representation.
yes.
So we will entertain a motion to move the items in new business to a forthcoming meeting.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
Or we could just make Susan and Jean everything. Congratulations.
You know you want Gene here because he'll have something to say about it.
Congratulations, Jean.
Your chair again. And we have no reserve fund transfers and we have no end of year transfers. That did get that from.
We've got that all done.
We got the reserve funds, and the end of year transfer prop is slightly different these days. We don't need to be as involved based on the adoption of the financial policies. Are there any items not on the agenda or questions or items that members of the committee have for our discussion in any way?
No, I don't think so. I've been working through the capital budget process and doing some research, got some articles on that. It's a fascinating proposition, and it's used by municipalities to sort of stabilize the tax rate and save money. So we're putting that together, and that'll be ready for September.
Great.
Excellent.
There's been no DCC meetings since that group kind of takes a summer hiatus with and we're also in a waiting period with the Mass School Building Authority. There's nothing else to do on that, so there's no news on there, on that front at all. In light of the fact that we don't have anything coming for us, I think that our upcoming meetings are scheduled for Tuesday, August 1st, and then Tuesday, September 5th. Unless we have a reserve fund transfer, I don't think there's going to be, I think the August 1st one might be a good one to skip. We have not typically done an August meeting. Mostly because it's at the beginning of a fiscal year. There's usually not anything for us to be.
Well, there's one thing
Tasked
that
with.
we've pushed forward, and I would hold off getting rid of the August meeting for just being able to settle down the leadership for the following year.
Yes.
So
Since
if
the people are in town.
if people are in town, we can have a short meeting, get leadership done, and then
We will. You'll be in chair. You'll be chairing that meeting.
I can do that.
Okay. I have plans that evening. I'm going to see Pink at Fenway Park
Nice.
and celebrate my 20th wedding anniversary. So that's.
Congratulations. All right.
We see the priority.
Yeah. No, those tickets were bought in November.
One was far,
Yeah.
far,
Did you see that thing at her last concert?
Someone. Yeah.
Their mother's ashes?
What?
Yeah.
Yes. It's the new thing now for all these performers. People in the audience are throwing things at them. So Harry Styles got hit with a cell phone. Someone else is getting hit with something. Someone threw their mother's ashes in a plastic bag up to Pink while she was performing. Don't ask me why I know. My wife was flipping
Nope.
and Entertainment Tonight was on.
I'm not going
It's
to.
not usually what I watch.
your media consumption is your business.
So yeah. That's
Amazing.
all those things.
There are no other items before.
No other items before us.
So I would motion that we adjourn.
I second that motion.
Aye.
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 Good.